Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Cavs Track. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing this with your friends. Today's episode is with my dear friend, Roman Cintula. Roman was born right here in Calgary, Alberta, and I'm so glad about that. Besides his loved ones, Roman is focused on promoting freedom and truth, and also involved in circular economy projects that convert waste into extremely valuable products. Friends, you'll find his full bio attached. Roman, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Catherine.
Nice I'm glad you're here. Are you ready for the questions?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, I'm curious to know why you do what you do.
Okay, so why do I promote freedom and truth? Well, I'm a big fan of liberty and the rights of humans to do whatever they please as long as they don't harm other people. Which is enshrined in our law. But I really do what I do mostly because I'm concerned for the future of my child. And I want her to enjoy those same liberties, and I see them being stripped away day by day more and more. And I think that it's just an urgent need to take these types of actions. And so that's why I'm a member of the Freedom for Canada team. And we have ongoing litigation seeking to get answers from the province about the reasonableness of their measures that they're imposing on us, as well as promoting freedom rallies. As you know, you might have attended a few. They're a great time.
So fun.
A lot of positive people there, and it's growing. It's contagious. People start to see these things and they start to wake up. And in fact, that's actually probably the most important thing about freedom fighting is waking people up. Because if you're unhappy with the leadership in this country, like for example, Trudeau recently being known to incur more debt than all previous prime ministers combined, well, Trudeau is just a symptom of the problem. The problem is the people that elected him and the fact that they've been so brainwashed over so many decades that they would support that type of person into office. And so waking people up to the truth is probably the most important thing, because only then will we have our liberty back, when the power of the people is restored.
I love it. I love your why. And you're so passionate about it, Roman, you and your whole family. I'm just so grateful. Could you tell us a little bit more about Freedom for Canada? How did it start? I hope that covers your three things. I'm sorry if that's what, does that cover for you?
Sure. Yeah. So that, the ARC is part of that.
Okay.
So Freedom for Canada started last October, and it really just started because I noticed that nobody was doing anything about what was happening. And so, unfortunately, I've got experience litigating, so, people defraud you and stuff like that. You gotta do things about it. And so that understanding of the law and ability to direct litigation efforts, I said to myself, why don't we get to the bottom of this? And so very quickly, with a handful of volunteers, Freedom for Canada was founded, and we retained a lawyer and initiated a judicial review application. You can see it all, full transparency, on the website, freedom4canada.com. And very shortly after that, the Justice Centre joined in as co-applicants, and now we're together progressing that application. And so that's just one of the first litigating efforts that we've done. Now we're ready to file a class action lawsuit, a multi-billion-dollar class action lawsuit for the financial damages of the restrictions that have been imposed. All different industry segments, from restaurants to tattoo parlors to gyms to musicians, you name it. We've got everything in this class action. And the third will be criminal. So I won't talk about that too much, but I'll put it this way. I won't rest until the people who are responsible for this pay the price that they should. And if at the end of that road, nobody has to because they didn't do anything wrong, well, then so be that too. But, we need the answers because our world is changing fast. And so, yeah, we've crowdfunded it. It's a grassroots movement. And we now have about 30 volunteers doing lots of ongoing research, contacting doctors, a bit of a grand central for all things COVID and liberty and freedom. So it's an interesting chat room we have in Telegram. If anybody's on Telegram, check it out. You'll see the news as it happens there. Just Freedom for Canada Telegram group. And so part of that also is when you're this deep in the rabbit hole and you see the things that I see on a daily basis, you have the phone calls of 60-year-old ladies calling you saying, I just lost everything. I'm on the street because I co-signed my business loan. It's just heartbreaking. You see the suicides and the mental illness and the addictions and everything that's coming like a tsunami. It starts to get pretty scary. And so I like to also have a backup plan, which is where another group that I founded is called the Arc Builder, which is providing exactly that, a plan B in case things aren't repairable here, right? So I'm a firm believer that they will be. It's just not going to be easy, and it's not going to be very quick because of the nature of the enemy that we're up against. So the Arc Builder is basically just autonomous residential communities that are designed to be fully independent from society in energy production, water supply, and food production. So regardless of what happens with supply chains and the world, the Arc will keep you and your family safe. And so you can check that out at thearcbuilder.com, some of the different projects that we've got going on. And so with that, I also do circular economy. I design integrated refinery complexes that turn waste into valuable products, focused mainly on tires, but also plastics. So doing projects in Europe, recently financed one in UK, and now moving on to France. Very large scale, like hundreds of thousands of tons a year type stuff. So that keeps me very busy as well. I'm a firm believer that how you make your money is as important as how much money you have, right? If you make money helping the world, then that is probably the best return you can get and give.
I love it. Can I ask a few more questions?
Yes, absolutely.
You mentioned that there is a way to get involved with Freedom for Canada, and you mentioned the Justice Centre, and that you're working in collaboration, which is fantastic. I think both of you receive funds and volunteer opportunities, right? And how can we, I guess, be most effective at my donation and my volunteer time?
So donations, we like to say any cause that's supporting freedom, like the Justice Centre or End Alberta Lockdown, Vaccine Choice Canada, Freedom for Canada, we're all on the same team. So we happen to have a very unique relationship with our lawyer, Jeffrey Rath. He's just an amazing human, and probably as awake as you can get. So this isn't really a like a money-making venture for him, like many lawyers. This is more of his own freedom, right? Yeah. So we've got a unique relationship. So it's not really a stressful scenario. But that said, if you're unable to volunteer, we encourage you to donate to any one of these groups that's actually actively doing something for freedom.
Cool.
Because it takes everybody to come together. And I understand, I'm so busy, I barely have time for it, but it's so important I make the time.
Yeah.
And so through our website, you can actually volunteer as well. There's a page called Take Action, which gives you the different options of things you can do and suggestions. Even if you don't want to volunteer more regularly, then we're often putting email templates and directing communication campaigns to, say, Jason Kenney or our mayor, right, to complain or raise our voice. So sometimes it's just the digital army. If you see some abuse of somebody speaking their mind online on Facebook, then jump in and give positive comments and give the love. Sometimes that's just as important. So there's all sorts of ways that people can participate, and Freedom for Canada is just one channel to focus that energy. I think what stands us out is we are just laser focused on civil liberties. So there's no identity politics. There's no politics of any kind. We seek to appeal to the broadest possible demographic, so nobody gets left out because they don't agree with, our political standpoint or our religious belief or our, scientific beliefs. So, yeah, everything is pretty straightforward right on the website. Have a look around that.
Okay.
A couple of updates just on the litigation, which is an important milestone coming up, is July 12th. So the province has delayed everything they can to avoid providing any evidence at all to support what they've done. But July 12th, we have a court order that they must provide it.
Oh,
No
so exciting.
excuses. And so despite our trial not being until September, I call July 13th the day that I'm able to publish all of that evidence, right, on our website. So if you don't have already, just subscribe to our newsletter to get it right away. We will publish everything the province gives us July 13th, and that's what I call the court of public opinion. The evidence or lack thereof will tell us everything we need to know about what's going on. And we hope that that will catalyze an awakening movement for the people who still believe the main narrative, the mainstream narrative. I
love it. I'm so proud of you, Roman, and our great team that's doing this. I'm excited about the rally on this Sunday at the Central Memorial. And I'm also excited to hear on July 13th what that actual evidence is going to look like.
Yes, you and me both.
Thank you again for joining me today, Roman. I really appreciate it.
It is my pleasure.
Everyone, Roman Sintula, check out all the great work that they're doing. Freedom for Canada, the Justice Center. There's many great ways that you can get involved. Thank you so much for your support, and see you next time.